If you're a solar installation company and you're looking to get started on running Google Ads, you came to the perfect spot. I'm going to show you guys step by step how we're getting an $87 cost per lead in the first month of running ads for this client, and show you guys the whole process, the landing pages, literally everything, so you can either just copy us or hire our team to do it for you. So again, this is the first month of running ads. So $87 cost per lead in the first month. That'll just keep dropping month over month as we start to optimize. So we'll probably get it into the realm of like 70 next month, and then 65, and then probably stagnant out around 50 to 60. And then after we run these campaigns and we get enough good data or launch Performance Max, we'll also drop the lead cost per lead of probably another 20%. But again, my whole metric, I don't usually like to track cost per lead. I like to track cost per book call. So if you guys can see the notifications over here, wherever they are, these are all the leads coming in, and 80 to 90% of the time, book calls will come from those leads, okay? Because they're a lot higher intent, especially from Google. So lead notifications and book call notifications should all show up here somewhere, but I'm going to blur out a lot of the sensitive information, obviously for client confidentiality. But yeah, $87 cost per lead. We got around 16 phone calls and then 14 form submissions, or like survey submissions. And basically, I'm going to show you guys the landing pages as well. So let's just jump right into it. So what we're looking at here, this is get a quote page. So I type in solar install near me. Something like, let's just go ahead and go through the process. Solar installation companies, right? Get a free quote, free install quote, stuff like this, right? So let's just click on the first one. And this is gimme, 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 okay? This is the worst way to run ads on Google. This is going to be your lowest quality leads, people that typically don't answer. Get a free estimate. Give me your name, give me your phone number, give me your email so we can sell you. Now, let's go back and let's see if we can find a good example of anybody here. Cool. This is actually great. This is give instead of take, okay? So we're seeing if we qualify, seeing what our quote might be. Awesome. And then basically taking them through a survey or calculator form. For solar installs, this is probably going to be your highest performing. We've tested form fills versus surveys or calculators. And obviously calculators always win because it's give, and then you finally take, which is their email number and phone number, or email name and phone number. But yeah, so something like this. Let's just go to the beginning of this page. Something like this where you just ask for their zip code is amazing. Freedom does a very good job at this. Get an instant solar savings with zero down. So you're basically telling them, we're going to give you a quote before we do anything with you. Okay? No obligation, 100% free, secure, right? So just give them their information. Do you own your home? Awesome. Is your monthly electricity bill more than $75? Right now, you're qualifying everybody as they go through the funnel. So if they say no, it probably shoots them out of the funnel because it's not even worth our sales team talking to them, right? Which product are you interested in? Solar only, whatever. And as they ask certain questions, obviously it's going to ask other questions following it to keep qualifying them. Now that we've gotten them to this point, they're okay with taking our email address. The next one's going to be a phone number, and the next one's going to be their address or whatever, right? To just get their information so we can call them. So pages like this are perfect. So we don't want to do, where is it? We don't want to do get a quote because this is just take, right? We want to give, make it look like we're giving them a ton of value, giving them the quote, giving them everything for free, and then we'll slowly take in their information. That is going to be how you get the highest conversions or highest like intent customers coming to your door, okay? And that is how we got that $87 cost per lead. So let's go ahead and set up a campaign together now, right? So we're going to go ahead, click on campaign, create a new campaign. I always create every single time, create a campaign without guidance. I don't like Google really helping us. You can either choose between leads or create a campaign without guidance. These are the only two we're going to do for lead gen. Every other option is not for lead generation, okay? So create a campaign without guidance. We click on search. Again, every other thing is not for lead gen, so search. So you want to only display when somebody's actually typing in solar installation company near me, right? So we click on search. Then we have all our conversion actions, which you can set up later. Click continue. We're going to click on website visits. And for right now, we're just going to steal Freedom Solar. Cool. Now hit continue. Then we're going to just make the campaign name. I usually do search solar install and then the area you're hitting. So let's just say Arizona. Okay. Boom. Start new. Cool. So when it comes to bidding, if you have no data on the account, starting out on conversions, you have nothing to optimize for. So these are bidding strategy. Google will use whatever bidding strategy that you select to fully optimize that campaign to target, right? So if you've never had conversions in your account, starting off with conversion bid strategy will instantly kill your campaigns and probably shoot your cost per lead through the roof if it even gets you any leads. It's just basically a budget waster. So every time I launch a brand new campaign, I click on clicks, and you can either set a maximum cost per click if you want to have a super tight, thin budget. And then if you want to just let Google kind of do its thing and find you your cost per lead and then tighten it over time, I usually just leave it. Okay. If you want to determine what your cost per click is or your max cost per click, we go into Keyword Planner and we'll figure out that. And I'll show you guys after we set up the campaign how to do that. So for now, go ahead and leave this and then just click next. So when it comes to networks, Google Search Partners networks and Google Display networks, these are the easiest way to burn budget, and every single person I see running a campaign with either of these turned on just waste money. So Google Search Partner networks is like a park domain, non-Google websites, YouTube, and other Google like partnered sites, right? So if you look at this, this explains it to a T. It's just going to waste your money. Again, we only want to show up when somebody's literally typing in solar installation company or solar quote, solar estimate, stuff like that, right? Google Display Network, again, it's just going to show like images and videos, and we don't want to do any of this stuff because, again, it's not on when somebody searches for you, so it's just wasting money. Enter a location. So we're going to go ahead, advanced search. I want to hit all of Arizona, so I'm just going to go ahead and include. Boom, got all of Arizona, hit save. Now I'm going to go switch to this little setting right here. This is one that so many people mess up, and click presence, people in or regularly in your area. If you target this could be somebody coming from Florida, visiting Arizona, and then going back to Florida, and now you're targeting the completely wrong state for the wrong campaign. Okay, make sure presence, people in or regularly in your area. Biggest thing people mess up on is that little setting. Then we're just going to go ahead and select a few little, this is like audience segments. This isn't like, this is what's going to happen. This just helps your campaign guide your campaign on who you want to target, and just give it some suggestions. Boom, we'll just click some of those. Make sure it says observation and then continue on to the next. Then what we'll do is if you have a budget of 5,000 plus, which typically if you're running solar installs and actually you want to make a lot of money from this, and anybody running ads on Google, you want a monthly budget of $5,000 plus. Okay, Google doesn't favor small advertisers. Even though we only spent $1,000 and we got over 20 something conversions and a bunch of book calls, Google doesn't favor small advertisers. So if you don't know what you're doing, typically you want a bigger budget. And then even if you do know what you're doing, the bigger the budget, the more Google will give you, obviously with leads. So if you have an $87 cost per lead and we want more leads, we just raise the budget, right? So if you're spending $10,000 a month compared to $5,000, your cost per lead will continue to shrink because Google has more data to go off of. So the more data it has to get you the better leads, the lower your cost per lead is. I hope I explained that well. But yeah, so let's set up our ad schedule. If you have a decent budget, you can run it at all times of the day. What I would suggest is only running it when your team can actually answer their phone calls. So if your sales team is off after 6 p.m., I would just turn it off because you're going to get phone calls, you're going to get survey submissions, and usually speed to lead is super important. If you're not responding to the lead within a minute or two, or calling them or texting them, whatever, the odds that they convert goes crazy down. So like if you answer them within 30 seconds to a minute, the conversion rate usually shoots up by like 200%. And I can show you all of our clients, if they answer the phone right away versus the ones who answer in 4 hours, the ones who answer right away are converting at a much higher rate. Obviously, we both know that. Speed of lead is everything, right? So for this example, I'm just going to say Monday through Friday and then put, let's just say 7 a.m. to, let's go 1900. There we go. And then that's all you need to do. Hit next. AI Max, I don't believe in it. AI sucks with Google's AI-powered performance campaigns. They're just trash. So I don't really want to trust Google with anything, so I just skip that. We can go ahead and skip this. This is just basically Google giving us a bunch of ideas, using AI to give us headlines, give us keywords, give us suggestions on everything. Again, it's not always great, but you can do it if you just want to get some ideas. I'm going to go ahead and skip. Our ad group. I'm going to go ahead and put solar cost, okay? You would create multiple ad groups here, but just for the sake of this campaign, I'm just going to do this one ad group. Every time the theme changes, you want a new ad group, okay? What does that mean? Solar cost. This is people looking up quotes, estimate, cost, right? People trying to get some idea of what the financing will look like, just an estimate. And then if somebody wants to type in solar installation, that's a theme change, right? So you need a different ad group for that. So this one, we're just going to set up solar cost. So there's a difference between exact match, which is these little brackets, right? There's exact match to solar costs, Then there's phrase match, solar cost. Then there's broad match, solar cost. I never run any campaigns with keywords that are just like this in broad match. Why? Because Google will just get anything and everything. Anything related to solar, it's just going to throw at you if you run ads to keywords like this. If you have ads to keywords with phrase match, these two are very similar. So it's just going to start filling in words like kit, systems, companies, farms, like just the weirdest things, all your competitors' names. It's literally anything and everything. So every time I launch a campaign, I just leave everything in exact match, keep it super tight so your budget's not just getting spent like crazy, and then just run from there. So solar cost, solar quotes, solar financing, let's just keep going, solar, zero down solar. And obviously I'll go get you guys more keywords after this, but let's just use those as an example, okay? And then if you did an installation campaign, you do solar installation company near me, solar install company. For this campaign, it's in Arizona, so Arizona. Solar installation near me. And these are going to be higher intent keywords, right? So if somebody just types in solar installation, like typically the odds that they know exactly what they want, it's a lower intent search term, right? So if you look at the difference, these are super high intent. They're looking for somebody there near me. They want it now. Somebody who just types in solar installation, the odds that they're just top of the funnel looking for, like, to learn a bunch of the companies around them is pretty high. So even if they type in best solar installation companies near me, I usually even will negative these out. I don't want to run ads to this because somebody's looking for best. Again, they're top of the funnel. They don't know any companies out there. They're just looking for info. So I don't even run ads to things like that. I just keep it super tight, super direct to only high intent people. This is bottom of the funnel. They want solar installation. They know what they need. They don't even look. They don't care about looking for quotes. They don't care about looking for all these other estimates. These are people who want it now, right? These are people, again, cost per lead is super low on this type of stuff as long as you run them through a survey or like a funnel, right? But again, these are going to be higher intent bottom of the funnel. These are typically more top of the funnel. They know what solar is, but they just want to get a quote, right? So, but lower cost per lead, we've seen great results from this. So again, we're just going to keep the campaign targeted towards this. Then what you do is you want your final URL here, then solar quotes. Boom. This does nothing, has no effect other than what displays over here, right? So I'm just going to put quotes just to show you. So see, solar quotes, quotes, boom. It just changes the display. And what they read here is still very important because people are going to look at this. Every single thing you see on this ad right now, people are going to look at, right? So you want to make sure it all stands out. So solar installation company. Oh, wait, sorry. We're doing solar financing. Zero down solar. Get your solar quote today. Free solar quote. Simple stuff like this. You guys can use GBT to get you more headlines and get you more ideas. Zero down solar. Solar financing estimates. Get a free solar quote, and then also don't reinvent the wheel. Look at literally solar quotes. Pay zero down solar quotes. Awesome. Get an instant estimate. Get a free saving solar quote. Literally, don't reinvent the wheel. Boom. And then your ads are going to show up. Zero down solar. Get your solar quote today. Awesome. That looks great, right? So we'll get some descriptions. Right now, I'll just borrow some of these. Go solar. Zero down. Perfect. We're just going to borrow. You don't want to reinvent the wheel, but you also don't want to fully just copy and plagiarize. So you want to change it up a little bit for the sake of this and just getting through it. I want to show you, I'm just copying theirs, right? So zero down solar, get your solar quote today. The ad strength isn't crazy important. And also the optimization score over here isn't crazy important. Google just wants to push you to spend more money. So what they're going to do is always try and emphasize, oh, you need to spend more. Oh, you need to do this. And again, it's never affected any of my campaigns. Okay. So all of these, perfect. Free solar quote, get a free solar quote savings. Solar savings estimate, perfect. And then basically, let's try this. Solar cost survey, whatever, like, right? So the more words that you put with your keywords in it just increases the ad strength. We can add images. So I would advise adding images because the more you can fill out that page, like over here, the better, right? You got the images, you have what we call site links right here. You have the title, the headlines, and you have the descriptions. Cool. So the more information you can put onto this page, the better. For sake of just keep rolling through all that, your business name, fill out your business name, Freedom Solar, add in site links. So these are just links to other pages on your site. Just provides more proof or trust to people. You can add those. I always suggest doing it. But we do that for all of our campaigns. But for sake of just showing you guys how to set this up, you really don't even need this when you first launch the campaign. So keep going through, put your phone number in here. That's the most important part. Add your phone number to this so people can actually call you. Structured snippets and call outs, right? So stuff like, oh my gosh, I just totally blanked. Structured snippets like free quotes, estimates, or you can do the types of solar companies you work with or like installations you do. So like Tesla certified, all this other stuff, right? You can actually add the people you worked with. Solar installations, so service catalog, add solar installations, solar storage and battery, solar panel maintenance, stuff like that, like all your services. And then for the call outs, it can literally be solar plus backup battery, flexible solar installation, free solar calculator, calculate your solar cost, award-winning teams. And it just basically fills out more information, as you guys can see over here. Just keeps giving you a ton of info. And yeah, the more you can fill it out, the better, and the higher likely chance that people are going to convert with you. So we're going to go ahead and hit save, hit next, and you can create more ad groups from here. Just create an ad group manually, hit next, and then go ahead. This is where you want to set your budget. I always recommend $100 per day minimum. Okay, so that's $3,000 a month, which again, we spent $1,000 and getting $87 cost per lead and have over 20 conversions so far in the first month of running, right? So take that into consideration. Even just spending $1,000 and you close a deal or two, that covers your costs. Okay, so I always suggest 75 to 100 a day, bare minimum. If you can't spend that, don't run Google Ads. But yeah, so set a budget right here. Just go ahead and start at 100. And then every few days, if you want to keep upping your budget, you increase it by like $5 and keep going up because you don't want to reset it into bid learning strategy or bid learning mode. We're going to go ahead and hit next. Cool, confirm it's you. So then it's just going to roll through here, check for some errors as it loads. It might take some time. It's just proofreading everything as you guys go. All right, so then once it loads, all we do is hit publish. I'm not going to publish that because we are in an active client account, so I don't want to go ahead and publish it, but you just hit publish, and then there you go. You've launched your first campaign. So let's go over real quick and go and look at the other keywords so that I can show you guys how to get your average cost per click or like how to set a max bid strategy, okay? Okay, so what we're going to do is come over to tools, come over to keyword planner, and discover new keywords, right? So we're going to go ahead and pick the state, Arizona. Boom, that's my state. Remove this, hit save. Solar costs, solar quotes, solar financing. Boom. Now when we add keywords, so it's going to give us a bunch of different suggestions of keywords to add to the ad group or the campaign. We don't want to add a ton. We want to make sure that we're only adding 5 to 10 just to get started so that we're not spreading our budget too thin. Because again, Google's going to use all those keywords when somebody types it in to show our ad. And we want to make sure that we're being as effective as possible with our budget. Now, if you have a larger budget, you can obviously add more keywords because it gives Google more data. If you have a smaller budget, the smaller the budget, the tighter the campaign, right? So we're going to look at this. Solar costs, solar quotes, solar financing, right? Average search volume is around 50, but for solar panel costs, it's around 800, so on, so forth, right? We can literally filter out and see which is going to be the highest search volume keywords and what the typical pricing is. In Arizona, it's around $9 a click. There's 1,900 people searching for this every month. Solar panel installation costs, right? Perfect. And it's increasing year over year by 222% about people looking for this. So that's awesome, right? So $9 to $2. So this is what it costs to be at the very top of the page. So if you're not spending anything over $2.20, you're not even going to show up for your ad. Your keywords just will never spend anything. Okay. So you take the average, so $9 between $2, right, to show up at the very top. You can put like $5 to $6, right? Kind of somewhere in the middle. If you want to be super aggressive and always show up 100% of the time, you want to bid $10 per click, okay? You're bidding $10 every time somebody clicks on your ad, so you can literally just bid $5 and you'll still show up, you'll still get leads, and it keeps your budget tight, And even if you do have a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month budget, you still want to keep your budget pretty tight. But again, when I launch a new campaign, I don't like to limit the cost per click unless the client has a super tight budget that we have to worry about, right? So solar installation costs, this also gives you new keywords that you can see. You can add this to your campaign later. But this is how to set your max bid limit strategy. We're seeing around $9 to $2. So what you're going to do is come in here and set a maximum clicks bid strategy of $6 and then hit save. So that is going to be how you set a maximum cost per click bid limit and then get your campaigns fully launched and live. That is literally how we're seeing an $87 cost per lead. Show you guys the exact setup, the funnel types are running, everything. So if you go ahead and you launch these campaigns, let me know how they perform or let me know that you're doing it down in the comments below. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them there too. And then if you guys would just rather have my team set this up for you and run it, go ahead and there's going to be a book a call in the description. Go ahead, book a call. It'll be just a call with me. We'll run through everything, see if this is a fit for you and I, and then we'll go from there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, got any value from it, and hit a like and subscribe to the channel for more.